Hi, and welcome to Live Long, Live Well. I'm your host, Mark Maxwell. Today we're going to learn about one of America's fastest growing sports, pickleball. It's played on a badminton-sized court about one-third the size of a tennis court, using a composite paddle and a wiffle ball. It's fun for all ages and skill levels. It's a game of strategy and finesse, and players can be extremely competitive, regardless of age. Today we have special guest Dick Manasseri, a Michigan Senior Olympics champion, who's going to demonstrate for us how to play singles and doubles pickleball.
Sure.
How do you want to start?
Well, typically when we start, we don't even get involved with the rules. We just try to get comfortable playing the game, and we typically just take what's called a ding shot. We just simply lift the ball over the net and just try to get contact with the ball in a nice, comfortable way. And this gets people. This is a way to warm up. We always encourage people to warm up, no matter what sport they do, stretching and so on. Once they've stretched, this is a good way to get started. This is actually part of the game, even at the expert level, because the game is a lot about placement. And so you can basically place these shots and make it interesting like that. So that's
the next time.
Oh, you'll get me. That's the ding shot. Then we move up to the volley, which is just hitting the ball in the air.
Just keep the ball in the air.
Yeah. Just nice and comfortable.
That's a real good point you made about warming up.
Right. So this is part of the game also. Whoops. So we teach people how to volley, just as a way to get comfortable. Okay, so that's pretty much the volley.
Okay.
Then we get people to back up a little bit, and we just do nice, easy, high ground strokes. Again, we're just trying to get people comfortable, so we want to try to emphasize making contact. So we're just basically letting it bounce. When we're warming up, we're just trying to keep the ball in play. So these strokes are a little bit more like tennis, but they're slower, and more people can do them.
I'm using what I believe more of a tennis stroke. That's appropriate for this game?
Sure.
More tennis stroke than racquetball.
Right.
You want to avoid the wristy.
That's right. You want to avoid the wristy, and the great racquetball players have that nice low shot that smashes into the wall low, but we got a net, so you got to get the ball over the net. So, right. And then the only other shot really is the serve.
Well, we got to try, how about a little bit of backhand?
Okay.
Is the backhand basically similar to a tennis?
The backhand is similar to that. Some people actually change the grip like you do in tennis. Some people just play with a neutral grip on both sides. But the backhand is just a nice backhand. Again, you typically want to start low and finish high so you can get the ball over the net. Let's give a shot. Let's do some of those.
Okay. Well, since my backhand in tennis isn't very good, we'll see. See how we do here.
Okay, Max. Well, you're a fast learner. A lot of people go for weeks without hitting a backhand. That was good.
Well, I play a little bit of tennis.
All right, so the serve is the last one we can work on.
Okay.
There is a lob. It's not used too often, a lob shot like tennis, but why don't we do the serve? This is.
Can you describe, Dick, where the service court is?
Right, we typically have a badminton court, and you start behind the line when you serve. Behind the outside line. One more back.
Oh, back here? Okay.
You serve across the court diagonally, and over here you have a rectangle that looks like this, and that's where the ball has to bounce
so it's
on the serve.
It's to this line here.
You ignore that line.
Pardon me?
It's the outside lines.
Oh, okay, this line.
Right. So,
okay, I got you.
So we're on a badminton court. This is important. We're on a badminton court, but we're actually playing the outside lines only. And that's true for singles and doubles.
Okay, so the service court begins here.
Right.
And it's to this line here on the outside.
That's right. And in the middle.
The outside lines to here.
Right.
Now,
so you're going to serve it and bounce it into that box.
Okay. Now, when I'm the server, can I stand anywhere along this line?
On that half of the court. From there.
I could be, just as long as I'm behind the service box.
Right.
I could stand there to serve.
Exactly. You can't be outside.
Can't be here.
No. Right. So you're in the middle. The other key thing is that you're going to serve the ball underhand. So the good news is we don't have a lot of this, and so we don't do as much damage to our shoulder perhaps or our elbow. Right. So basically it's a nice comfortable underhand serve where the racket is below the waist and the paddle is below the wrist. So I'll show you one, then you can practice.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a serve. Bounces once, comes back, and you basically play out the point.
Well, I threw it the lob. Ah, you got me.
Okay. Okay, so now you serve. We'll practice that.
Nice smash. Okay, I'm gonna serve you. Okay, so I serve. Keep the ball. I just drop the ball from my hand and hit it.
Underneath.
Oh, I said underhand. He said.
Right.
Like so.
That's it.
Okay.
So the ball bounces once. Whoa! Got lucky.
Okay, now during the game, maybe we could talk a little bit about how the game flows.
Sure.
No, I just serve. Do I serve again?
If you serve and win the point, then you continue to serve from the other court. So as long as you're serving and winning, you alternate sides of the court.
Well, I served and lost.
Well, then I would serve.
Now, which side should I be on?
Well, we always start on the right-hand side, so you would be over there. So I would serve now. Again, underhand, cross court. Whoa!
Well, I finally got
That's
you gotta
excellent.
give me one, Dick. You gotta give me
Okay, you're coming back. So we probably should cover, it's very important, 2-bounce rule.
Oh, 2 bounce, yeah, okay.
And this is important. You'll find that there's a couple of concepts that are, again, stressing safety. So you serve, it bounces. The returning team, when you serve, it's in that smaller rectangle.
Right, okay.
The receiver can hit it anywhere on the court, but as the server, you have to let that first return bounce. So
Okay,
it's
that's
one
the
bounce on the
bouncing.
serve, one bounce on the return. And after the 2 bounces, we can hit it in the air or on 1 bounce.
Okay.
All right, let's try that.
So it has to the serve. You have to return the serve on 1 bounce. And
So
then
if
the server, the next shot has to let it bounce.
Right. We'll
So
call
2 bounces and then
right.
you hit it anyway.
When
Bounce
we
or not.
watch right. When we call it out, when we teach somebody, we call it out so that they remember.
Okay.
Here we go. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Now there doesn't have to bounce anymore.
Oh.
Whoa.
You know what? I would expect the ball to bounce a little bit like tennis.
Right. It didn't
Doesn't
bounce
quite do
up,
that.
and you also noticed it had a little spin to it.
Yeah, that's
So
great.
it's like
Yes.
like ping pong. Spin gets into it a little bit later, and you never know when that's going to happen. It just sometimes happens by accident.
Now, I want you to show us how you put spin on that ball.
Well-
Did you just cut it?
Yeah. I mean, basically, you can spin when you.
Like table tennis.
Yeah. So you can spin the ball just by undercutting it this way, or you can undercut it that way.
Like ping pong?
Right.
Yes.
So if you undercut it that way, it'll spin to the right.
Okay.
And people practice that because sometimes that's the way that you keep the ball in the court by shortening it. You know, if you do that, if somebody is spinning the ball at you, you have to
That's tricky.
right. You have to expect it's going to move away from you.
Right. Gotta get used to that.
So there's only one more rule. We have the 2-bounce rule, which, by the way, is the hardest one to remember. By the way, let me say another thing about that.
Okay.
Because of the 2-bounce rule, when you serve the ball, there's a tendency in tennis to serve the ball and run. Well, you don't want to do that in pickleball. Serve it right.
Yeah, you don't want to serve and volley.
Not in pickleball. You want to serve, and with your partner, who would be next to me, if this was the service line, we would serve and we would stay back. Because if we take 2 steps into the court and you return it nice and deep, you can return it behind our feet. And then we're backing up because we have to let it bounce. So as servers, you talk to your partner, particularly if you're new, and you say, remember now, we're going to stay back, 1 bounce, 2 bounces. After we hit that second ball off the second bounce, the 2 of us would come up and we would position ourselves right here. So there's one more rule, which is fun. Where you're standing right now is called the no-volley zone. So there's a line here, a white line.
Ooh, this line here, okay.
From that line to the net is called the no-volley zone, which means that you do not want to volley the ball there. In other words, a volley is a ball hit in the air without a bounce.
Oh, okay.
If you hit it here, that's fine, that's legal. If you hit it in here, in the air, that's a fault.
Okay. So basically, this is almost in effect an invisible net.
Yeah,
As far
well,
as the volley is concerned.
correct.
I can hit it on the bounce up here.
That's right.
Not in the air.
Exactly.
Actually, behind line to hit it in the air.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so it's got a nice name to it. In addition to being called the no-volley zone, for some reason people call it the kitchen. And so a good way to remember this is that if you do have to go into the kitchen to hit a bouncing ball, you want to get out of the kitchen because you don't want to be in here because they'll hit it right to you and you'll touch it in the air. Again, in the air, in the kitchen is a fault because it's called a no-volley zone. Back here it's good, in here it's a fault. All right, so that's it. You basically do serve, 1 bounce, 2 bounce, come up to this line and play a lot of game in here, hitting it in the air, getting a ding shot, and just avoid standing in the kitchen with a volley.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we could run through. You serve a couple times.
Okay. We'll play out a couple points.
Explain it as we go.
Okay. So we always start on the right-hand side of the court, and I'm going to serve.
Okay.
We're playing singles, so I'm going to move over a little bit. If I was playing doubles, I'd serve from here because I'd have a partner.
Right, because
in
you have
singles.
to cover more court.
Right. Okay, here we go. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. In the air is fine, and that would be out. So that bounced outside the line, so because I'm serving, I got a point.
Right.
So I give the score. As a courtesy, I give the score before I serve.
Now, Dick, in this game, do you only get points when you have the serve,
Thank you.
like volleyball?
Exactly. If you have the serve and you win the rally, you get a point. If you do not have the serve and you win the rally, then you win your serve back.
I
Right.
see. Okay, great.
So you give the score to make sure your partner's ready, your opponent's ready. It's now 1-0. Good again. Underhand serve, 1 bounce. 2 bounces. Good shot. Ah. Whoa, that was fun.
Good.
Now the fun of that is we hit the ball about 10 times, and
I think I was in the zone.
I didn't see it. Couple things. So that's really the fun, is to keep the ball going. The long rallies make it fun. The thing you mentioned about maybe being in the kitchen, this is a game like golf. You would call your own lines, and I would call my own lines, in or out.
Sure.
So there's an integrity to the game that way.
Okay.
All right, it's 2-0 now. 2-0. 1 bounce. 2 bounces. Oh! Great shot. So what happened there is I didn't return it. You weren't serving, so you don't have a point, but you got the serve back. Now you can get
At least
points.
I got the serve.
That's right. Okay, you're serving.
I haven't played the state champion. I'm just trying to get a point, maybe. We'll see.
You're doing great.
But it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the game already. Now I serve from this side.
Right, underhand over here. Yeah. It's 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Oh! Good shot.
Thank you.
It was inside,
Yep.
and I call it in. So now you've got a point. Here we go.
Well, again, by playing tennis is really helping me
Absolutely.
with the court sense at this point.
Right, now I guess we should also say we're here and we're demonstrating the game as singles. 90% of the people that play doubles, so we want to make sure that the viewers know that in doubles we wouldn't be quite running as much and we'd have a partner. So we'll show some doubles maybe later.
Well, I got to tell you though, I'm working up a sweat though.
Okay, excellent.
This is fun. It's,
Okay. Here we go. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. 3. Okay, so there we got some exercise. All right. So
So I'll do 2 more?
a couple more points, yeah. 2-1.
We're getting into the flow a little bit.
Again, we play the game to 11, and you basically get points when you serve. There's that 1 bounce, 2, now we come in.
Oh, tried to get you and I pulled it.
Okay. All right. So we would play at the end of the game. The convention is you come up to the mat, the net, and you congratulate your partner. If your player, opponent, and your partner, if you got one, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's great. Now, thanks. Now, I can tell you, just playing for a few minutes, I'm working up a sweat already. Like I said, singles is real good workout. A lot of fun. I like the fact that you don't have as much court to cover.
That's right. It's much more
That
playable.
allows a lot more people to play.
The other thing I think, which is nice, that's a good point. We typically can put 4 pickleball courts into a tennis court if we have the opportunity. Anywhere from 1, 2, 3, or 4 can be placed on a tennis court, so that's a good note. But the really thing I think is most important that you mentioned is we're following a ball. We're playing. We're not even thinking about exercise, but we're getting a good workout, and that's kind of fun of it. It's a real, it takes your mind off the fact that you're exercising because you're chasing a ball.
Well, any game or sport that involves a lot of variety of movement in all directions, forward, backward, side to side, really helps your agility and balance, and that's one of the best things for seniors because, as you know, we start losing our balance. So, at a lot younger age, people think in our 40s, really.
Well, and I think
that, whether it's this or tennis or dancing, it's really a sport that involves the whole body.
And I think that's a good point. Pickleball has been called by people that study, people in school that study exercise physiology have called pickleball a lifetime sport because you can play it. You can start playing it at 50 and keep playing it until you're 85. You can start playing it at 15 and play it a lifetime. It does help you with your balance, and then there's other things that I'm sure you're covering in your programs that help you get ready for pickleball. Walking, and even something like Tai Chi or yoga, where you're working on balance, you're working on weight movement, you're working on just being aware of your body.
Right. Your position sense.
Exactly. Those things complement and actually reinforce pickleball. So pickleball is kind of the icing on the cake for taking care of yourself and being healthy and being able to move, maybe walking. You get out here and you're just doing pure fun.
Oh, it's a blast. Hey, how about you wanted to play some doubles? I like to see doubles in action.
Okay, great.
Okay, great.
Why don't we do that?
then.
Okay. This is the first time we're playing doubles. And so there's 2 partners on that side and here. Nancy's going to serve to me. It's going to bounce once, bounce again. You're going to be up here because by the time the ball gets to you, it will have done the 2 bounces. Once on the serve, once back there. So you don't have to be back. You can be at the line. Once I return the ball, I'm going to try to get up here, and you and I are going to play right here.
Okay.
Let's give that a try.
All right. Sure.
Actually, why don't we play out the scenario without the score just to show the positioning on doubles. Okay? 1 bounce. 2 bounces. In the air now. Okay. So what you saw there was I came up to the net as soon as I could. So we were playing, and you notice the game was played here. Now they won the point, and so Nancy was serving. She continues to serve, but she goes to the other side of the court.
Okay.
And she's going to serve.
To me.
And I'm up here because it's going to bounce once, twice. By the time I see it, I don't have to worry about the 2 bounce rule. 1-0-2. Second bounce. Okay. So in that case, that would be a fault. We're going to get to serve, and now you'll notice the new positioning. Max is going to be back with me because we have to both wait for the second bounce.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Nancy's going to be up because I'm serving to Lewis. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Nancy won't see the ball until the 3rd shot, so she's fine. It's an advantage to be up at the line, and she's there. So the score is 0, our score, then their score is 0-1. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Okay. Now that's a good lesson right there. We returned the ball,
Almost got you killed.
and Lewis took the ball in the air.
I didn't take his tooth out of it. No, you're
Right. I still got all my teeth. Lewis was gently took the ball and gently positioned it at my feet, right in the middle. And so that's an example of what you want to do. You want to hit the ball in the middle between the partners, and you want to try to hit it at people's feet, and I was unable to return it. So we faulted. So now Max is going to serve, actually, Max.
Oh, okay.
So typically each side, the players on each side of a team get to serve. We didn't do it the first time because it was an advantage for Nancy and Lewis to serve. Because they got the advantage of serving, they only had 1 server. But throughout the rest of the game, we will have 2 servers. I was the first server. I faulted. You're the second server. You're going to give the score out loud to make sure everybody's ready. You're going to say 0-1, and then you're going to serve.
0-1.
Okay. 1 bounce. 2 bounces. Okay.
Good thing I missed.
Now in that case, the ball was going out, and if you notice, Max did a wise thing and let it bounce.
Well, I did a wise thing and I missed.
We got a point, so you're over here now. So now we have one.
Well,
It's
maybe we can do
1,
it someday.
1.
1-1.
One bounce, 2 bounces. Oh, whoa! Okay. That was a great shot. That's the first time you've seen a, wait a minute, that's the first time we've seen a lob. If the camera caught it, Lewis, who was a racquetball buddy, actually hit the ball off the wall, but that's the other sport. All right.
Do I switch positions?
We switch positions.
All right.
We got the point, so we switch. You continue to serve. Let's take a moment now. The score is now 2-1, and we're gonna give you another number. You're gonna say 2-1, and because you're the second server, and even though seniors like to think we can remember things, we don't remember things too well. So you're going to identify yourself as the second server, so we don't forget that. So you're going to say 2, our score, 1, their score, and the fact is you're the second server.
So I say
2, 1, 2. Okay.
So it's 2-1-2.
Okay. All right. Here we go. All right.
We have 3-1-2.
3-1-2. Okay, great shot. You'll notice on that, I tried to spin the ball a little bit. That didn't fool Lewis, and he hit the ball right in the middle, which is a very tough shot to return in our case. So.
Where should I be now?
Now, we just switched over. I served and faulted. You served and faulted. We stayed put. The ball goes to Lewis because he's on the right-hand side. He now becomes the first server for this team. So the score you're going to give Lewis is what?
1-3.
We have 3. 1-3, 1-3, 1. Thank you. 1 bounce. Okay, so that ball was deep. That's a fault. Now the serve goes to the serve.
It's a little tricky keeping track of who's serving.
This is the most complicated part. This is the most complicated part. Okay, here we go. Ah.
It's long.
Okay.
That was long. Yes.
So we might want to convene. We'll make believe the game was played to 11. At the end of the game, this is important. You have this little ceremony at the net where you congratulate your partner and your opponents. We like to say in pickleball, there's no winners or losers. There's winners and runner-ups.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed the show. To find out more about pickleball, go to usapa.org. You can also go to livelonglivewell.com and check out our pickleball videos there. Remember, pickleball is a game for all ages. And the ball may be slow, but the game is fast. So get out and try pickleball. I'm Mark Maxwell for Live Long, Live Well. We'll see you next time.